First off, what's the importance of emptying our trucks at the end of the day?
Just gets the fire.
Okay, all great points. What else would be important about emptying our trucks at the end of the day?
Making sure stuff ain't down behind your cylinders, so your stuff don't work the way it should be working.
Okay,
In case it needs to be worked on.
great point, great point. What else? What if you call in sick, Ray? What happens the next day if a relief driver?
Well, then he's gotta take time and empty it and all that, and if he don't know that it's full, he gets out to the first stop and then realizes that it's full, he's gotta come all the way back and dump it. So it's taking time, affects everybody.
There are
Okay.
some circumstances though where you can't unload it though at times.
Understood. That's a very good point.
Then
You
somebody
don't
should-
have very often, but once in a while.
When it does, then somebody should know, like yourself, or even know.
Even know.
Have something. Then that it is full.
Great point. My next question was gonna be, what do we do if we have a spare truck? If it's not even our spare truck, if it's somebody else's and that truck doesn't get emptied, and it goes back to where it came from, and it's still got trash on it.
You get a phone
How does
call,
that-
you get your ass to.
Well, that's a Merry Christmas to you.
All great points, guys, but how does that affect our operation and their operation?
You gotta take time to empty it.
And they don't know that it's full.
I wouldn't borrow your truck again.
That's another great point, Marv. You know, how does that, when I ask how does that affect our operation, next time we need a truck, what happens when I reach out for a truck?
They ain't gonna give it to us because we send it back full.
Well, they will, because they're willing to help us, but how does that affect our relationships with our teammates?
Not good, not good.
Just because they're in Duluth or Cohasset, does that mean that they're not our teammates? And how do we treat our teammates?
Respect and dignity.
Absolutely. Great point. What do we do if that truck is full, it goes in for repair? We leave a note, we leave some type of communication for somebody so that that truck can get emptied when it comes out of repair, correct? Okay. Thank you for your input on that, and appreciate it, and let's all remember that, because this did happen. And I want to be respectful of everybody. And, you know, in return too, when we need to borrow a truck, or they may borrow a truck from us, how does it affect them if we send that truck over there full of trash, if it's our spare truck?
We don't have a spare truck to send.
If we did, how would it affect them if we sent our trash on it? You know, how does it affect Charlene's input of our numbers too? How does it affect your route and the savings and the performance to the company?
Well, see, if it's already weighed through, and it goes someplace else and they dump it, we get plus for us. I'm just saying.
We came out good.
Well, all great answers, so, all great answers, and
But I know
that
it's
actually
wrong.
did happen, so I appreciate you guys recognizing that. And moving forward, let's make sure that we're, please, using the proper procedures on that and communicating. So it's on myself also. So ultimately, I'm responsible for that. I just appreciate some communication and some reminders and maybe a note in the truck. This particular truck was in the shop for, what, 3 weeks? You know, and couldn't be dumped until it got repaired, but then it didn't happen before we took it back. So, weekly safety nuggets, we're gonna do one each morning, moving forward. Wednesday is backing, auto and property incidences. As a professional driver, you know that backing is a high-risk maneuver. Every time you perform it, you and your truck is designed to move forward. You have 18 square feet of continuous windshield view forward. Your mirrors and camera combined have just over 2 square feet of view and need 3 individual looks. Use the R factor that you have been trained on to reduce the risk. If at any point you become distracted, become fixated on one mirror or camera, stop and reset or goal, get out and look. So when we're backing, what do we want to do?
Make sure there's nothing behind us.
Okay,
Get ahead of us, we'll keep looking all the way around.
okay,
Cameras, mirrors.
Make sure everything's clear. The mirrors are clear, your camera's been clear. Usually see,
okay. What do we do if we're in doubt?
Get out.
get out, look.
So, Dave, what is your takeaway from the first topic that we talked about today?
think, communication.
Okay, thank you, very good. And Brian, what's your takeaway from the backing subject?
Make sure you're focused at all times, and if you get taken off track, stop, reboot yourself, you're not sure to get out and look. So when you're back and you're focused on what's going on.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, let's have fun, be safe, and have a great day.